Hello, my fellow nerds, and thanks again for watching another episode of Nerd Boy Gaming. I am Nerdboy81. Well, it has been 4 weeks since Light No Fire has dropped. It has amassed 17 million views on Hello Games' YouTube page in just 4 weeks. The game has garnered a lot of hype. There have been numerous videos made on it, and it has reached in the top 30 of the Steam wishlist. All of that is very exciting for Hello Games, all from just a 2-minute and 5-second video. It has garnered quite a bit of attention, and it's great for Hello Games, but there has been very little information since, and there still seems to be very little talk around the game from Hello Games themselves. My guess, my thought anyway, is that all of that is by design. I still have the prediction this game is coming in the next 90 days, but that's not why we're here. I have a little concern. See, Light No Fire is going to be an open world game. And in open world games, there's one thing for me that stands out above the rest as the most important aspect of a good open world game. And that is exploration. So in this video, what I want to do is talk about exploration, talk about some of the games that have done it very well, why it works, and why I'm critical of exploration around No Man's Sky, and thus my concerns for Light No Fire. So let's buckle up, let's get in, and let's explore this topic. Yes, that was a terrible pun. Let's talk about some of my favorite games, and games that did exploration really well. I'm going to turn to some of my favorite games. Some Bethesda games, games like Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and then of course games like Red Dead Redemption and even Ark. All have done exploration very well. In fact, Skyrim, one of the best things about Skyrim, in my opinion, is going from point A to point B and all the things that you can find along that path. I never fast travel in those games. I tend to, technically, I actually walk. I don't even get mounts. I technically walk. In games like Skyrim and Fallout and Red Dead, the experience was in the exploration. It was in the world. It was going around the corner, discovering something new, and having a rewarding experience once you've discovered that. Whether it be a new quest, a story to be told, coming across somebody who needs something to help save their lives, there was always something to be found, and when you found it, there was always something rewarding at the end of it. Whether it be really good loot, a quest, lore, etc., the exploration was really rewarding. And that is what, for me, makes a really good open world game. When you can get on your horse in Red Dead Redemption, and you can go out into the forest or out into the plains and discover something that only happens at night or only happens in a specific area, and or come across a cabin with cannibalism or weird things happening and crazy stories being told. Those are really fun gaming moments. And those are moments that make it so much fun to go from point A to point B in a game and gives you really a good reason to explore the world. And it makes the world feel alive, makes it feel like you are living in this great world and you get this opportunity to explore it. And even a game like Ark, where there are no other NPCs, there are no real quests to the game, exploration becomes very important. We're going to find new dinos. You're going to find new locations, areas to build, and unlock secrets of the lore of the world. Kind of gives you a reason to explore. When you look at a game that has recently launched where exploration was not at the heart of it, it really has struggled, and that would be Starfield for me. There wasn't anything really to explore. You would fast travel to your point of interest. You'd get out. You might explore that singular point of interest. You might find some loot, maybe a story, maybe a quest, but you never explored. You didn't get out and walk. You didn't go anywhere and didn't explore anything. You went from point of interest to point of interest, and that was one of the key things, in my opinion, that has made Starfield, which has recently switched to the mostly negative on Steam on this after its latest update, is they stripped away that getting lost in the game. The travel mechanics, the exploration just wasn't there. And I worry for Light No Fire, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why, because of No Man's Sky. Now, I've got a lot of hours in No Man's Sky, a lot of hours. No Man's Sky is probably one of my favorite games, but I am very critical of one of the aspects of the game, and that was exploration. When you got in your spaceship and you landed on a planet, you didn't have any reason to explore. Yes, you could go find salvage data. Yes, you could find crashed spaceships, but you didn't have to explore to find those. You could go to any planet, land, and scan the horizon, and you would find salvage data to unearth or bones or whatever. You weren't really exploring and finding those. If you wanted to salvage ships, you would go to a vendor, buy the maps, ping them, and then go to that point of interest. Once you landed on a planet in No Man's Sky, what you saw in that first minute was what you were going to see on that planet, no matter where you went. You might stumble upon an outpost, but that outpost would look exactly the same as every outpost. You might find biological horrors. Those are going to look exactly the same as every other biological horror. You're going to find a trade station. Those are going to look the same as every other trade station, and so on and so forth. Now, they have made some improvements. They have added some things in. They've made the enemy AI, and they've done a lot of great things recently. And they even added the outpost or the overseer outpost, which again, once you find those, they're kind of the same. But at the end of the day, you didn't have to explore typically to find those. That wasn't something that you stumbled upon by getting out of your spaceship and walking for 5 or 6 minutes in one direction to see what you would find. You just knew where to go and you went to those areas to find them. And for me, that was always something that was lacking in No Man's Sky. Now, I can tell you, I do actually have, I think, a solution for No Man's Sky and something that they could do that, in my opinion, would ratchet up No Man's Sky's exploration. We'll get to that at the very end. But at the end of the day, exploration just wasn't that rewarding in No Man's Sky. Now, you look at a game like Light No Fire. It is a big open world. That is what they've told us. It is a Earth-sized planet for you to explore. And then they also mention that you're not the hero, which I'll talk a little bit why that kind of scares me as we talk through this. But with the history of No Man's Sky, I really hope that Light No Fire can have a rewarding exploration system, something in the game loop that makes it rewarding to explore. And a couple ideas for that would be something simple like monuments, right? It would be great if you could come across Grand Canyons, Mariana's Trench, whatever it's pronounced, pyramids, those types of points of interest. Those would be great. But if it's just for a photo, which it was a lot of times in No Man's Sky, I love taking photos, don't get me wrong, I did a lot of that. But if it's just for a photo op, then the exploration is not as rewarding. Now, if when you get to these areas, you can unlock various items or even aesthetics for your character or something that can show that you are this great explorer, that would be an amazing aspect to the game loop that would help. Additionally, it would be great if you came across settlements or areas or people who could give you quests, things to do, things to help them. And this is where you're not the hero kind of concerns me in the description for Light No Fire. If you go to a place and find a sick kid and you have to go get him 7 of this flower and you go out and you explore the world to find those 7 flowers and you bring it back, that's being the hero. And it kind of sounds like that may not be something that's in this game. Time will tell. But something like that would be another rewarding aspect of exploration. You go out into the world, you explore, you find a village or find a person or find a story that you can then work towards, a quest, something you can go after. Another one would, of course, be dungeons. In a classic RPG, it would be nice to have a dungeon to explore, similar to like the derelict freighters on No Man's Sky, something to explore, and at the end of it, there is a reward, something special, something that you could only get if you found this cave or this dungeon and did that quest or did that, whatever it might be, boss battle, exploration, something. There's got to be a reward, and it cannot just be monetary rewards that allow you to buy things. That was always, for me, with No Man's Sky, my biggest critique is you could probably play No Man's Sky and never leave, let's say 2 or 3 solar systems and have everything you need in the game without having to explore anything. That was always my critique with No Man's Sky. And I hope that Hello Games fixes that with Light No Fire, especially with RPG elements, fantasy elements. I want to be able to climb the highest mountain, find that chest, and in that chest have that +10 sword that does something special for my character that I can show off to the community and to the other people and say, look how cool my character is. I found a +10 sword because I climbed the tallest mountain in the game. Or I explored for hours until I found that dungeon, that special cave, and inside that cave was that artifact that I could put on my base or something that could display and show the exploration and really be part of the game loop. I hope Hello Games puts something like that into Light No Fire, because unfortunately it is not there today in No Man's Sky. Now, before I end this video, there is one thing I will add, and I'm just going to add this because we're kind of talking about exploration. I do have a fix for No Man's Sky, or at least in my opinion, a fix for No Man's Sky's exploration. And this is a little bit controversial, I know. Ship customization. Now, hear me out. I know that the split is, some people are like, I don't want to, you're going to get rid of the fun of exploring and finding ships, and the other half is, I want to be able to customize a ship. If Hello Games were to incorporate a fun exploration mechanic into No Man's Sky around ship customization, it could really make exploration fun. And here's my recommendation. Uncover a customizable ship, a body type, right? Fighter, cargo, hauler. But it's just the hull. Can't actually fly, can't do anything. From there, the only way for you to build up and customize your ship is you have to find the components, the various pieces, the thrusters, the missiles, the lasers, the point of the canopy, all of it, the inside, the colors, the badges, the emblems. You have to find those. And they're not something where you go to a vendor and they tell you where to go or give you a map to go, but no, rather you actually have to explore. They are littered throughout the world, and there's somewhere inside dungeon and caves. They could even do inside derelict freighters. Wherever it may be, you go out, you discover, you explore, and you come across something that you could only find in these various places. That's what ship customization could do for No Man's Sky if it was implemented right. I don't want to be able just to walk up to a terminal and turn my ship green without having to do something or discover green. Now, maybe you could discover green by scanning other ships or, talking to a specific vendor. Fair enough on some of that, maybe some of the easy stuff. But that's what exploration could be in a game like No Man's Sky. I've always felt like the game loop just really didn't reward exploration in a way that made it fulfilling to go out and actually explore these planets. Because once you saw the first minute, it was the same. I hope Light No Fire does it different and has some real mechanics around RPGs, exploration, even if there's not quest and being the hero, which would be a shame if it's not there, but I get they're not trying to do that. Give me something to do, something to explore, a reason to go beyond the boundaries, to see more, to discover more, to unlock more. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Tell me in the comments below if you think I'm crazy or if this is a crazy idea. I would love to hear from you guys what you think on the No Man's Sky shipbuilding, or whether or not exploration has always been something you've enjoyed. I would love to hear it. Leave it in the comments below. Of course, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel out. We're a small channel trying to grow, and we're going to be doing a lot more things this year. We're going to continue to talk about Light No Fire. We're going to continue to play Ark. We've got a Starfield playthrough going. We just started a new playthrough of Scorched Earth, which we'll be doing on Ark Survival Evolved. And then who knows, there could be some surprises around the corner. And maybe even this year we'll get some information on Fable and we'll talk about that. But lots of things to come. A lot of excitement for this channel. I'm really excited to enter into year 2 of my time here on YouTube. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And of course, hit those thumbs up if you like this video. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the support. And until next time, have a great day.